Hello, my name's Marie Schmitz. Welcome today to Sacred Geometry. This is a hobby of mine, and actually the only part of maths that I liked in school was geometry. But why didn't they tell me this before? Sacred geometry is the belief that certain geometric shapes and proportions have spiritual significance. The golden section and the Fibonacci sequence are examples of sacred geometry that can be seen in nature and in human creations. Sacred geometry has been used in architecture, art, and religious symbols since ancient times. One of the most famous examples of sacred geometry is the golden section, which is a mathematical ratio found in nature and in human creations. It is approximately 1.61803398887. The ratio is created by dividing a line into two parts so that the longer part divided by the shorter part is equal to the total length divided by the longer part. This ratio is believed to create a visually pleasing effect and is often used in art and design. The Parthenon, a temple dedicated to the goddess Athena, was built in ancient Greece in the 5th century BC. The architects of the Parthenon used the golden ratio to design the building. They based the dimensions of the building on this ratio, which is why the Parthenon looks so harmonious and balanced. The golden section can also be seen in nature. For example, if you look at the shape of a shell, you will see that the spiral pattern follows the golden ratio. The ratio can also be seen in the arrangement of leaves on a stem, the branching of trees, and the proportions of the human body. The Fibonacci sequence is another mathematical pattern found in nature. In this sequence, each number is a sum of the previous two: 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 34, and so on. The Fibonacci sequence is related to the golden section because if you divide one number in the sequence by the previous number, the result approaches the golden section. This pattern is found in the growth patterns of plants, the spirals of shells, and the structure of galaxies. So now let's move on to Nigel Pennick's Sacred Geometry, Symbolism, and Purpose in Religious Structures. The use of geometry in religious structures is not accidental but serves a purpose, he says. It is often the case that the design of a building has a symbolic meaning. This is especially true of churches, cathedrals, and temples. Geometry is a branch of mathematics that deals with the properties of space and figures. Sacred geometry is a way of understanding the laws of the universe by looking at patterns and shapes. Many cultures throughout history have used sacred geometry in their art and architecture. One example of sacred geometry is the mandala. A mandala is a geometric pattern that represents the universe. It is often circular and symmetrical. Mandalas are found in many different religions, including Hinduism and Buddhism. In these traditions, they are used as a tool for meditation. Another example of sacred geometry is the labyrinth. A labyrinth is a winding path leading to a central point. They have been used in religious rituals for thousands of years. Labyrinths can be found in churches and cathedrals around the world. Walking a labyrinth is considered a spiritual journey, a way to find inner peace and clarity. The use of sacred geometry in religious structures can also have practical benefits. For example, many ancient temples were built using precise measurements and alignments. These alignments allowed the temple to capture the light of the sun or moon at certain times of the year. This would create a dramatic effect by highlighting important statues or symbols. In conclusion, the use of sacred geometry in religious structures is not just for decoration. It serves a purpose, both symbolic and practical. The geometric designs can help people connect with the divine and find inner peace. They can also enhance the beauty and power of a religious ritual. Sacred geometry is a universal language that speaks to the human spirit.